There it is, the little hoodoo with the Brigitte Purdy. She's doing the little, I love that. It's like a little spell song that you have, Brigitte. Welcome, Brigitte, to the Hoomagoo.
Thank you so much for having me, Tommy. It's always a pleasure and a joy to be on your show.
It is, and we have so much fun. We've been talking about all these things happening. Last time we were on the show talking about you're going to be out performing, and that was in October with your Still I Rise and all that's happening. Mm-hmm. And then talking about the Blues Challenge, and now Brigitte Purdy is live in Memphis at the International Blues Challenge. Not part of that, but she's going to be jamming live at the fest. So let's hear all about it, Brigitte. What's going on?
Well, I'm here in Memphis, and it's an exciting time of the year in January. That's when all of the competitions happen. All of the various blues societies have a competition locally, and then they send the winners from their local blues society out over here to Memphis. So everybody's competing. There's judges. All judges from all around the world, bands from all around the world, and then you have various artists performing after the competition these evenings, such as myself. I'll be performing Saturday night for the the Generations Fund, Play It Forward, and those funds go to help young musicians, young budding artists, and so. It's quite a spectacular thing. Anybody who hasn't had the opportunity to come, I highly recommend it. It's one of the ways that us blues lovers help to keep blues alive by continuing to put work into new bands and new artists and honing our craft. And also blues lovers come out to support and see all the shows.
Yeah, and I'm hearing that you guys are kind of like the celebratory band at the end of the night. All day they're working hard and trying to get their performances done, but they can kick back once you're up there and just have a good time. Because you're right, it's just an event.
Exactly.
And tell us a little bit about your band, who you got playing with you, and that was Hoodoo we started out with, and Lucille, Don't You Weep is coming up next, and Be the Light, and all that good stuff. Tell us about your rocket group.
Well, I have a great players on my CD. I have Drake Shining, who is on keys, and he also plays for Sugar Ray Rayford. He's played for Etta James and Joe Sample, and a wide variety of wonderful artists. And then I also have my friend Donnell Spencer, who is an incredible musician. He is a drummer on my song Blues Angel. He came out here when he was 25 years old with Stevie Wonder, and he's played with everybody from Anita Baker to En Vogue, Jonathan Butler. Gosh, it's almost easier to say who he hasn't played with. He's just the creme de la creme in Los Angeles. And then I have Dave Osti, who produced the album and who I've co-written the songs with, and he's phenomenal in his own right. He has otherwise known as Dirty Dave and Dirt Shack Records. If you YouTube him, you'll see he's quite a phenomenal musician himself, and he's playing bass on most of the tracks.
Okay.
So it was quite a joy to create, and Dave and I have already pretty much completed my second album, and it should be ready to roll sometime the first part of the year.
Oh, that's beautiful. I'll tell you what, let's crank it up for everybody. We're going to chat about maybe 10, 15 more minutes. Brigitte Purdy, my fabulous guest down in Memphis at the International Blues Challenge. Lucille, Don't You Weep. Thank you.
Lucille, don't you weep no more. Lucille, don't you weep no more. Wrap your arms around me, fingers up and down my neck. Make me feel like a real live woman, a Gibson girl at heart. Don't you weep no more. Don't you weep. Lucille, don't you weep no more. Two men fighting for a woman's touch, and a burning down, smoldering dust. When my king turned around, I was laying on the ground. Let me tell you now how he picked me up. Then he played that eternal song. Lucille, don't you weep no more. Don't you weep. Lucille, don't you weep no more. Touched by the master's hands, left his impression on me. The thrill will never be gone. Confessions, ecstasy, and more. Lord, I'm free. I'm free from your spell. And it said to me, Lucille, don't you weep no more. Lucille, don't you weep no more. Lucille, don't you weep no more. Lucille, don't you weep. Don't you weep, don't you mourn. Don't you mourn. You make me cry like a real woman. Don't weep, Lucille.
Oh, Lucille, don't you weep. How does that go, Bridget? Give me that little vocal on that line, please.
Well, that was a fun song to record. It really was. But, I look forward to my new babies that I'm going to be setting out in the world.
Yeah.
And my new album this month, I'll be releasing one of my singles from that album before I release the album. And, I went to this beautiful awards show. And I was rushing to get dressed, and I threw on my dress, and I was, putting my makeup on in the car. It was one of those days where you just rush from one place to another.
Yeah.
And it was in Hollywood, a beautiful red carpet event. And it was so glamorous that I was actually sitting one table away from Earth, Wind, and Fire. And I went to the bathroom to fix my makeup, and I was staring in the mirror, and I thought, gosh, so why didn't I have more time? I wish just a little mini pity party. And then I looked in the mirror and I thought to myself, what are you doing? So I kind of reflected on that moment, and just at that time there was a little lady in the bathroom who handed me the towel to dry my hands. And it was at that moment I thought, this is such a blessing that what you get to do. And I thought, why do you get to stand here in the dress and she gets to hand you the towel? And, there's a lot of discussion about the haves and the have-nots. And there's a lot of people that put in a lot of time working very hard for their families and have 2, 3, 4 jobs to make the ends meet in this economy, in life, and not just this generation's, but 4 generations. So that's basically the premise of my new single, and it's entitled "The Blues Colored Woman." So that'll be out in January. I'm leaving you with a little teaser, a little cliffhanger.
I love that, and I'm sure we'll be hearing that live and new and in person here on the Who Magoo, the brand new Brigitte Purdy tracks. I love that. And, just thinking of that, the other day I was at the convenience store getting my coffee in the morning, and I told the gentleman and the ladies behind the counter, you guys make it all go, because you are the glue to life. All these things, we're all running around, and I've been in the other position, too, and that happiness and smile is what it's all about.
Sure. Absolutely. I agree 100% with you.
And this whole thing of life and uniforms and who you are, and I mean, there's been so many tragedies, especially with their big houses, and doesn't mean that, but it's gone.